Alright, so I'm going to continue on here. So where I left off was, finishing the Flexbox. Now I'm going to go on to I guess it's styling text. So learn typography by building a nutrition label. So kind of imagine, for a lot of reasons, the exact styling of certain texts will matter for a nutrition label. Like some things need to be bold and some things need to be, you know. So typography is the art of styling your text to be easily readable and suit its purpose. Um, in this course, you'll use typography to build a nutrition label web page. You'll learn how to style text, adjust line height, and position your text using CSS. So this is kind of more of a bigger kind of module. The last one was only 21. See how far I can get. I think I'm going to try to go as far as I can to finishing it. So this is what it's going to look like. So let's get started. Alright, so step one. We've provided a basic HTML boilerplate for you. So I guess they kind of they're having us do it. They're having before, but they kind of did it. So when they told you to put in the doc type, they put the doc type, the HTML to make the language English. That was we learned that was for translation purposes, so that they can just translate. So it's kind of like if all this is English, then it will then some kind of translator plugin can just translate it to another language. We have a head here, we have a body here, and we have a meta tag making the character set UTF-8 and a title. Okay, so first instruction is create an H1 element. Create an H1 element within your body element and give it the text nutrition facts. One moment. Alright. So here's H1. And let's just get the text exact. So I'm copying it. Right there. Looks like that code passed. Below your H2 element, add a P element with a text. So below your H1, so that's right here. One moment. Eight servings per container. Alright, that code passed. Add a second P element with the text serving size 2/3 of a cup. Let's get the text. text pass, the test passes. So now we're on step 4. Within your head element, add a link element. Alright, so we're gonna refer to a style sheet. It looks like an external style sheet. So add a link element with the relative attribute set to style sheet and an href attribute set to, so this is gonna be the style sheet. This is gonna be the external style sheet. So this will import the open sans serif font family with the font weight values of 400, 700, 800. Okay, we'll just continue on. So there's going to be one link style sheet, and href is going to equal this link. I don't know, not gonna lie, I'm kind of confused because it's like, it's at first, I guess there's gonna be two. There's gonna be two. There's gonna be two links here. There's gonna be two link elements. And what the first one says style sheet, but the second one is actually linking a style sheet. But the first one's linking a text family, but it says style sheet. I don't know, I've never seen that before. But here we're actually gonna be linking to that the actual style sheet. I guess they gave it to us. Styles.css. It's right here. So there's nothing coded. Is it saying to do anything? So I'm just gonna see if that code worked. If that was what it wanted. Alright, so the code does pass. Alright, so now we're in the style sheet. Creating a body selector. Alright, that's how you do that. And give it font family. And I'm gonna set that to, I'm just gonna try to type it. I don't know, I think I forget the fallback code. Is that what it is? Oh, okay. Yep. So I did forget. I know what it does, but I forgot the syntax. So this is the first one, and if that doesn't work for whatever reason, then it uses this one. And yeah, that was just wrong. Alright, so that works. Okay. Step 6. The font is a bit small. Create an HTML selector. This is for the entire HTML code. And set the font to have a size So I guess that would be done with font size to 16 pixels. All right. Wrap your H1 and P elements in a div element. Okay, so how we wrap it in is like this. Oh, so H1 and all the P elements. So we're gonna close the div right here. And give that div a class of label. See where this is going? Alright, step 7 passes. Step 8, borders can be used to group and prioritize content. Create a dot label selector. Alright, so now that we've already put that in a div, now we're gonna style that div. And give it a border that's right. Alright, so see, it's kind of looking a little bit more like a nutrient specs. You can see it on the right. I think we could say that looks more like it's starting to kind of look like have that look. So we're gonna check the code. All right, that passes. Now in step 9, good use of voice space can bring focus to the important elements of your page and help guide your user's eyes through your text. Okay, give your dot label selector a width property set to 270 pixels. So, alright. Let's see what it looked like before. Hold on. I'm gonna kind of do the thing where I get rid of it and so I can show it. So before, if you look, it's occupying all that extra space that it doesn't need, right? So then we add this, and it kind of trims it down to all that we need. And I guess we're just eyeballing it to be 270 pixels, but that's the point of it. Give your dot label selector a margin property set to, hold on, 20 pixels. This should center it. And padding property set to 0.7. Let's check it out. It works. If you inspect your .label element in your browser's developer tools, we learned about that. The strikes actually kind of pointed that out to me. You may notice that it's actually 288 pixels wide instead of 270 pixels wide. So I don't know if we can do that. I'm gonna try to do that. Not sure if you can see what I'm seeing. I guess you can. Okay, so yeah, so inspecting the div.label, it's 200. It says it's 287.2 by 165.28. That's exactly what it says. And I guess that, I don't know, I mean, I don't know exactly where they got the 288 from, but this is because by default the browser includes the border and padding when determining the element size. To solve this, reset the box model by creating an asterisk selector. Alright, so let's try that. Asterisk selector. So I think that's the asterisk selector. And giving the box sizing property to border box, border dash box. See what happens. So now hold on, I don't know. It kind of got a little weird. Now if you look, now it says 270. It doesn't have that other number. See? Before it didn't. Okay, so that's kind of the use of the developer tool, the inspect tool. See how that code passes? That code passes. We're on step 11. Now step 12. Remember that the use of h1 and h2 and similar tags to determine the semantic structure of your HTML. However, you can adjust the CSS of these elements to control the visual flow and hierarchy. Create an h1 rule and set the font weight property to 800. Okay, so I guess it's just asking about h1 here. So that's what I think I need to do. Whoa. Alright, hold on. So font weight. To 800 pixels. This will make your h1 text bolder. Alright, so let's see before. And after. I don't know. Did it work? Because is it applying to all? I'm not sure if that's what it wanted us to do. That's kind of, I didn't really see a difference. Your h1 selector should have font weight set to 800. Okay, so not pixels. So is just that not what I should have? Or hold on, let me get rid of it first. I think I'm noticing a difference. All right, before, after. Okay. I guess it's not in pixels. All right. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense that it would be in pixels. I don't know. I forget what it's in though. I'm not gonna lie, I forget that. But yeah, we'll continue on. Give your h1 selector a text align property of center. Alright. Text align property of center. Congratulations, your code passes. Submit your code to continue. Fine-tune the placement of your h1 by giving it a top and bottom margin of -4 pixels. Alright, and left and right of... So, okay, I'm going to kind of go by the clock model to remember this. Well, okay, actually, hold on. I think with this, actually, or is it margin top? Hold on. Actually, I don't think that applies here. But I may forget the syntax. Hold on. Actually, just a 0. Is this right? Oh, okay. So shorthand. Or was there? All right, that works. Step 15. Create a P selector and remove all margins. So I think I would just make that 0, and that would remove the margins. Yep, it did. Lines can help separate and group important content, especially when space is limited. Create a div element below your H1 element. So a div element below my H1 element. Okay. Gonna give it the class. Gonna give it the class divider. All right. Create a selector for your new divider class. Okay. div IDER. Border bottom to 1 pixel, solid, and this hexadecimal. I guess I'll just type it in 3/8, 989. Also give it a top and bottom margin of 2 pixels. It should not have any left or right margin. Okay. Let me see if I remember this one. 2 pixel, then 0, then 2 pixel, then 0. Is that right? Because it would be top, then right, which is 0, then bottom, then bottom, which would be 2 pixels, and then left, which would be 0. So, all right, so it's kind of the clock model. So I think I get it. So it would be top, because top is 12 o'clock, and then right is 3 o'clock, which is 0, because no left or right margin, and then bottom would be 6 o'clock, which is bottom, so that would be 2 pixels, and then we get up to 9 o'clock, which is to the left, and then it just goes back to 0. Okay. So Step 18, the letter spacing property can be used to adjust the space between each character of text in an element. And set it to... Sounds good. Step 19, nutrition labels have a lot of bold text to draw attention to important information. Rather than targeting each element that needs to be bold, it is more efficient to use a class to apply the bold styling to every element. Give your second P element a class attribute set to bold. Alright. So I guess we're going to give it the class bold. Alright. Okay, so we are making one. Your new class does not have any styling yet. Create a .bold selector. Okay. So we need to make the class. Set up bold. And we're going to make the font weight to be 800. So I'm making that font weight, we're making it bold. So we're giving it a property to inherit that will make it bold. So it's not like there's a bold property, but we're making it bold. I'll kind of hold off on the developer tool for now. And then go ahead and remove the font weight property of your H1 selector as well. Alright. Oh, alright, I keep forgetting that's not in pixels. I don't know. I'm stuck on pixels. Okay. Step 21. Give your H1 element a class attribute set to bold. Oh yeah, so that will replace that code that we just got rid of. Because we already had a property that was being applied that made the font weight to be 800, but now that class gives us that property. Okay. So congratulations, your code passes. Horizontal spacing between equally important elements can increase the readability of your text. Wrap the 2/3 cup. Alright, wrap this in a span element, okay? Oh, okay, so I put it in the wrong place. Right here. Now we can add the horizontal spacing using flex. In your P selector, add a display property set to flex. Okay. So display, then making that flex. And a justify content property. Set to space between. Alright, that code passes. Wrap everything within the dot label element. I guess including the div 2 in a header. So we're going to put all of this in a header. So I think they actually want it here. Yeah, kind of confused by that. Now update your H1 selector to be header H1. Oh, okay. So at H1 in a header. That's how I would do that. To specifically target your H1 element in your new header. Got it. Create a new div element below your header element and give it a class attribute set to divider large. So create a new div element. All right. So here's a div. We're gonna give it the class. Divider large. I think that's it. Congratulations, the code passes. Create a new .large selector. Give it a height property set to 10 pixels. And create a, okay, so now we're creating a whole nother selector. A dot large selector and a dot medium selector. I don't remember creating the dot medium. I don't know if I'm going too fast. Set the background color to black. Okay, so you may notice that there's still smaller border at the bottom of your dot large element. There's still a small border at the bottom of your dot large element. To reset this, give your dot large dot medium selector a border property set to 0. Okay, so gotta reset the border property to 0. And we just haven't used the medium class yet. So yeah, so we didn't create this. We didn't create anything with the medium class. So my memory seems to be right. So check the code. Code passes. Step 29. Create a new div below your dot large element. Create a new div. Alright, I think here we go. Give it a class set to calories dot info. Okay. I thought we were gonna utilize the. Oh, so this they said step 37. Okay, so it's ways away. All right. Now step 30. With your .calories info element, create a div element. Give the div element a class attribute set to def container. For kind of go on, we'll see how far we've come. So we're at 29. We need 67. I think I'm gonna pause it at around, let's say 34, 35ish, and then I'm gonna return back and then make a part 2 and finish it, just so they're not really long tutorials. And it looks like that's the next one, and then so it's this one, then another one, and then another tribute, another kind of certification project. And there's this certification project, and then there's another one before the final one. No, actually, no, that's not true. Hold on. There's 3 more until the final one of all of CSS. And then after that is JavaScript. Yeah, actually, I think I'll end it here and then just kind of restart, you know, at some point. But yeah, that's my plan.